Emily had always been invisible in the office. At least, that's how it felt. 3 years of showing up early, staying late, and wearing the kind of neutral outfits no one ever noticed had earned her little more than an occasional nod from her superiors. That morning, though, she had dared to do something different. She had ironed her favorite dress, a soft blue one that made her eyes stand out, and paired it with a faint lipstick she hadn't worn in years. There was a meeting with the new CEO today. She'd been told she would be going along. She wanted to look like she belonged. But when she arrived at the elevator, her supervisor brushed past her with a dismissive wave. Nothing. "Carmen and I are going to meet the new CEO," he said, adjusting his tie. "But you said I'd be going with you," Emily protested. "I worried about this dress especially." "Jesus, I'm late. I don't have time for your drama. See you later." And just like that, he was gone. Emily stood there stunned, cheeks burning. She'd put herself out there for nothing. And to make it worse, she overheard 2 assistants whispering about Carmen's outfit. "Wait, did you buy her a red dress too?" Emily asked one of them, unable to help herself. "What are you talking about? That cheap thing? She bought it herself." Emily's stomach dropped. She felt small, ridiculous. But just when she thought the day couldn't get any worse, the elevator doors opened, and he stepped out, a man she never wanted to see again. Jack Parker. He was taller than she remembered, sharper in the face, dressed in a suit that screamed power. He had once been the bane of her university life, the baseball king who teased her in ways that always felt too personal. She dropped her coffee as she stepped back, the cup tipping, liquid flying. "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." "Well, hello, Emily," Jack said smoothly, catching the cup before it spilled all over his shirt. "Aren't you going to thank me?" "For what?" she snapped. "Sparing you from a coffee spill," he said, smirking. "Accept kisses as payment." Emily's jaw clenched. "You know, I'd rather have 1,000 coffees spilled on me than kiss you." "One will be enough," he murmured, stepping closer. "What?" The world tilted. He shouldn't be here. And yet here he was, her old nemesis, dressed like a devil in a tailored suit. "What the hell are you even doing here?" she demanded. "Boss," Carmen said breathlessly, appearing at Jack's side. "We were waiting for you in the conference room." Emily blinked. "Boss?" Jack smiled. "I'm the new CEO of the company, and you are?" "She's the secretary," her supervisor muttered. Jack's eyes glittered. "So my secretary, my very own Emily, doesn't come to my office now?" Her stomach knotted. This couldn't be real. Out of all the CEOs in the world, it had to be him. Later that morning, while she was carrying another coffee and desperately trying not to spill it, Jack strolled by again. "Guess I'll never actually drink a cup of coffee around you, huh?" "I'm sorry," she said tightly. "I'll get another one." He leaned against the wall, unbothered. "Looks like someone's got a shot at a promotion, huh?" "What?" "You've got a real opportunity to climb the ladder," he said. "You in?" She glared at him. "Yeah, maybe I'm just a secretary, but I've got dignity, and I'm not going to sleep with you to get ahead. And for your information, I have a boyfriend." Jack tilted his head, almost amused. "Emily, shut up." He held out his shirt. "Give me a hand with this." She helped him reluctantly, her fingers brushing his. It was infuriating. How he could still make her feel cornered, how he seemed to remember every vulnerability she had. By lunch, she'd had enough. But Jack had other plans. "We're going on a business lunch now," he announced. "What? But See you in the elevator," he said, walking away. Her colleagues gawked. "Since when do secretaries get invited to business lunches?" one sneered. "Seems like he's trying to use you. You're clearly not the kind of girl a guy like him would fall for. So what is it?" Those words hit Emily like a stone. The new CEO definitely wanted something from her, but what? She nearly refused to go. But when she opened her office door, there was a box waiting for her. Inside was a sleek black dress, Her size exactly. A note lay on top, 5 floors. Put it on. She stared at it. She wasn't going to change for him, and yet part of her did. She changed into the dress, cheeks flushed, and stepped into the elevator, wondering what trap she was walking into now. When she reached the ground floor, Jack was waiting by a car. He looked at her for a long moment. Good. You'll do. The drive was quiet until he suddenly said, "You really think I don't remember how you avoided me in university? Why do you think I followed you?" Emily's heart pounded. "Because you wanted to humiliate me like always." "No," he said softly, "because you were the only girl I couldn't have." She turned away, staring out the window. He was lying. He had to be. At the restaurant, she realized there were no other guests, no investors, no colleagues, just them. "I thought this was a business lunch," she said. "It is," he replied, setting down a stack of contracts. "These are the most important deals of the year. We can't afford mistakes." "I'm just a secretary," she whispered. "I remember you as the smartest girl in university," he said. "Are you really going to admit you're too weak now to handle this?" Something flickered in her chest. She picked up the contracts, scanning them quickly. Her hands trembled, but she made her choice. Jack looked at her and smiled faintly. "Excellent work," he said. "You're dismissed." For a moment, she almost believed this was real, that he trusted her, that he saw her as more than a pawn. But then, as if on cue, her boyfriend arrived. Jack had invited him to offer him a promotion. "In front of me?" Emily asked, her voice cracking. Jack shrugged. "Fair competition. Unless you two are a thing?" Her boyfriend stammered. "No, of course not." Jack raised an eyebrow. "So who should I promote? You or her?" Emily felt her world collapsing. Her boyfriend said nothing. When pressed, he muttered, "She's weak, easily manipulated. Not someone I'd want to build a future with." The words sliced her open. She turned to Jack, rage boiling in her veins. "I've had enough. I'm leaving." But Jack blocked her path. "Actually," he said, "promotion's hers, and you're fired." Her boyfriend gaped. "You're a lunatic." Emily could barely breathe. Everything she'd built, everything she'd tried to protect, was unraveling. And yet, as she looked at Jack, she saw something different in his eyes. Not malice, but something deeper, almost regretful. Later, she slammed a resignation letter on his desk. "I'm done," she said. Jack picked it up and smirked. "It's written on the back of a gluten-free pasta menu." "What do you want from me?" she demanded. "Why are you doing this?" He looked at her for a long time. "Admiring you," he said quietly. "Because I finally seized the girl who drove me crazy in university. You'd lost yourself, and if I had to, I'd do even worse things to wake up the Emily I used to know." Her heart stuttered. "You think I'm going to throw myself at you now?" He smiled faintly. "You're way too cool even for me." In the weeks that followed, everything changed. Emily found herself taking on more responsibilities, stepping into meetings she'd never been allowed in before. Jack gave her space, but also trust. More trust than anyone else ever had. She stopped thinking about her ex, stopped caring about the whispers in the office. One day, Jack walked into her office. "Your company car is here," he said. "You're my right hand now." Emily stared at him. "Why did you do all this?" He stepped closer. "Because you're better than me," he said simply. Her breath caught. He brushed a strand of hair from her face. "Kissing is against company policy," she said softly. "Well," he murmured, "I'm the CEO now." "Well," he murmured, "I'm the CEO now. I guess I'll have to amend that rule." And in that moment, after years of hating him, fearing him, resenting him, she realized she had been wrong about Jack Parker. He had never wanted to ruin her. He had wanted to wake her up.